Plato's Republic imagines a city governed by justice, wisdom, and harmony. The key to this ideal is the guardian. Not a brute, not a bureaucrat, but a deeply educated, emotionally balanced, morally upright individual. He needs to be both formidable and philosophical. Plato calls this rare balance thumos, a spirited courage directed by reason and aimed at the common good. If Plato were around today, he'd see our police departments and ask, how many cops are trained to learn why justice matters, not just how to enforce it? Plato calls for the noble lie, a foundational myth aimed at uniting society and assigning people roles based on their inner nature. The guardians in this myth are said to have gold in their souls. Today, cops are handed a myth of their own, that they're heroes by default, waging a battle of good versus evil. But reality fractures that myth through corruption, brutality, and the raw complexities of human nature. Plato reminds us a role without philosophy is dangerous. If cops don't understand the moral structure beneath their badge, they easily become enforcers of power, not justice. In Plato's allegory of the cave, prisoners are chained to darkness, confusing shadows for reality. The enlightened soul must escape the cave, see the truth, and then return to help others see clearly. Cops should strive to step out of the cave of bureaucracy, policy manuals, and tribal allegiances. This requires radical honesty and uncomfortable conversations. More importantly, it requires the courage to come back into the system and bring that insight with them, to educate, to reform, and to lead. Plato's guardians weren't just warriors. They were philosopher warriors, trained in logic, ethics, music, and mathematics before ever lifting a weapon. Why? Because Plato knew raw power without wisdom is a recipe for tyranny. At a time when cops are increasingly asked to mediate all of society's ills, we need more than muscle and power DMS box checking. We need cops who think, who reflect, who, in Plato's terms, have seen the form of the good. If we want a more just society, we need to ensure we're making more just guardians, not just through slogans or diversity initiatives, but through rigorous education, moral training, and a sense of shared purpose. We want our cops to not just enforce the law, but to seek the good. Cops that don't just protect the city, but serve its soul.